Hello everyone, welcome to my 2012 holiday gift guide. In here you'll find recommendations for the perfect gift for everyone on your list, I think anyways. And I have such a great sort of amalgamation of different things. But they all have one thing in common, because today I want to talk to you guys about books. Now, for those who don't like reading, don't click out just yet, because I think books often get a bad rep nowadays, like they're kind of old, people use like digital ones now, those e-readers, and I really think that books, and especially great literature, is horribly undervalued. Now, I do have recommendations for all different categories. I have fabulous fashion books, I have great beauty books that you really shouldn't miss if you're a beauty junkie. I have ones for younger kids, I think that would be great. And I also have ones that are fitted for those who, love cooking. I have a few guides for that as well. Just great paper things. So stay tuned and see what I have to share with you today. Now, because of time constraints, I can't spend a lot of in-depth time on each book, so I'm just going to have to wave it up, show it around, give you a few liners and move on. But, if I've shown it in this video, that I really feel like it is so worthy of your time and so worthy of your money, and just go check it out, please. So, first one here, for all the old school fashionistas, top model lovers, here it is, the world's most famous wardrobe, Kate Moss style. Love this book, very well written and put together, incredibly intriguing. This is partly biographical and partly a photo montage of the aspect of Kate Moss's life. I'll show you a few photos here. Kate Moss with Christy Turlington back in their top model days. Also here, her iconic little daffodil yellow dress. This features a lot of her outfits and explanations to why she wore them. Was it kind of unintentional, or sometimes it was incredibly intentional of why she wore a certain outfit to a certain event. It's so thorough and authentic in a way, and just takes you through the evolution of her style, as well as sort of just Kate growing up and just being herself, kind of, irregardless of what people may say. I do think Kate Moss has such an iconic style. Very 90s, of course, that's where she came from, but it transcends through many different decades. I think she will always be a style icon. So this book is just fabulous. Highly recommend this one for all of you guys out there. Moving on then, for all the men in your life, anyone who is, I would say, 16 to 35. Gosh, I wish they dressed better. Now, here's the deal. I know that fashion is very personal. You can take it anywhere you like, but there are times you need to know how to dress. For anyone who is confused, and I do think a lot of men out there are just confused, they're not sure why you need to dress this way, and obviously they're kind of a little bit bad boy and rebellious, in their gut anyways. So they like to fight you every time you give them a style guide, or why you should wear this and not that. Why do you not wear your white sports socks with your dress shoes and your dress pants to an event, because people will notice that you're wearing white sports socks? Things like that. How to tie a Windsor knot properly. What in the world is a pocket square and how to use it? This is so insightful and so witty. This is Men's Style, A Thinking Man's Guide to Dress by Russell Smith. This is great. It's written for men, by a man, and I love this. It's so humorous, and I think the thing with sort of giving guidance to men about how to dress is that they like to fight you. So you need to give them exactly, absolutely why this works and that doesn't work. And the great thing about Russell Smith is that he also throws in here some historical insights into why scarves were purposeful, or caravats as they were called back then, and why your shoes are this style versus the other, and what's appropriate, because you always want to be appropriate whenever you go to something special, a wedding, an event, a meeting. Don't make a fool out of yourself, and save everyone else who has to look at you for that entire time you are there. Get your man this book, and I think they will secretly thank you. They will not say it out loud, but they will thank you for this book and offer little incentives inside. Say if you get to chapter 2, I'll bake your favorite cookie. If you get to chapter 5, here's a gift card for the bae to go get some stuff for your wardrobe. Help them out a little bit, men need a little bit of guidance. So that's a great book for that purpose. Alright, moving on, for anyone who really loves a good adorably cute but very useful fashion guide. This is What Should I Wear Today? Style Secrets of a Furry Fashionista by Fifi Le Pen. Now obviously Fifi Le Pen is a pen name, but it's just so adorable. It's fabulously witty guide to style, and it's an illustrated book with some photographs in here. Offers things like the 10 essentials that everybody should own, as well as great outfit ideas taken from the style runways over here. Of course, fabulously featured on Fifi herself. Also in here are, great guides to any events that you're going to, be it a casual style for day to day or something glam to wear to a party or an event. It also features a plethora of great interviews with top fashion designers of the world. Anna Sui right here, this is her interview. I just think this is so engaging and so different from a lot of how to dress guides for women. It's super cute. It gives you tips on how to put outfits together for different occasions, different weather, different aspects of your life, and with great illustrations, head to toe outfits. And it also gives you small tidbits on makeup and how to bake a great carrot muffin. I mean, she is a bunny after all, so very wonderful for any fashionista in your life. Now, for anyone who really loves a good classical literature, doesn't mean they're boring, because I have two recommendations which are so brilliantly funny and just well written, but they are, when you break it down, great literature that are everlasting, I think, and stands through the test of time, unlike a lot of the other, quote, popular series out there, which I'm not going to mention, but they rub me the wrong way a little bit, because I think many of them, not all of them, many of them are kind of poorly written in sort of literary style, and it's just, I don't even know why they're popular. I think people have lost the sense of what is good literature. So here it is, listen up. Virginia Woolf, Mrs. Dalloway, excellent classic. It's so authentic and raw, and it connects you to the characters. Now this is the book that inspired the movie The Hours from way back when. If you remember, Julianne Moore, I think, was in that movie, and it's well, I'll just read you the back. The vivid portrait of one day in a woman's life. Clarissa Dalloway is preoccupied with last-minute details for a party preparation, while in her mind she ponders all the aspects of the passing of her life, and sort of all these elements that come together to bring her to where she is now. I think this is such a book that takes you to places, and for everyone, it's a little bit relatable. It talks about all the experiences you've been through, but it's so authentic in a way that you feel like you're literally very much in her shoes or in her dress or whatnot, and it really delves into the human consciousness, and there's a lot of overlapping ideas that are quite sort of classic, sort of stands the test of time. Mrs. Dalloway deserves many repeated reads. Love this book. Now, this is something I was so excited to recommend. I wasn't so excited to read this first off because I was like, oh, this is really hardcore. But it's not. It's actually very funny, and it's so engaging. This is called The Story of the Stone. The original author, keep saying Arthur. The original author is Cao Xueqin. He's a Chinese writer from sort of early modern Chinese literature. But before you get scared off by that, this is the English translation, published by Penguin Classics and done by David Hawkes, I believe. Now, quick brief. This is kind of like the Days of Our Lives mixed with the Borgias. It's set in sort of mid-18th century China. It's about the great fall of great families, but the progress, sort of the turn of events, it's so interesting and it just sucks you in. There's so many great characters in this novel. There are rivalries, there's like suspicious acts, there's aristocrats, there's sort of family generations, and just a whole mingle of different things that you have. Family murders, you have love triangles. It's so brilliant. This is actually just the first volume of the story. There are, I believe, 5 books altogether, give or take, depending on how you count the series. Get them a whole set. Get them this. Don't get them Twilight or whatever those things are. really get them this. I think it's so approachable, much more so than you think it is. And while this is, you know, the Hawk's translation is very much kind of British, but it does, I think, do some justice to the original Chinese classic, which, if you know it, is called Hong Luo Meng. But you'll find it likely under Story of the Stone or The Dream of Red Mansions. I cannot recommend this enough. Go get it if you love books. For everyone and anyone who loves a good cookbook, this is one I've been in love with. It's called Dinner and a Love Story, and it all begins at the family table. So it says this is a book not only, you know, full of great recipes, but it's a story about life and progress. It's about growing with food. It's about cooking with food and how it integrates into your family, because food and love are like tied close together. They're like brothers and sisters because it brings people together, and food is such an essential element of our everyday lives. I don't know why people don't put more attention to that, to, you know, just cooking and preparing and offering great food and enjoying food together. So this is a fabulous book for that. I love that it's kind of written in a diary style. It talks about sort of this one woman who has documented pretty much every single dinner that she's ever cooked or ate for the past like decade, and then she goes back, thinks about it, and say, what have I learned from all these years about cooking, you know, starting from when she was newlywed up to when she had her first child, and then all the family gatherings, the holiday parties, great recipes that work with everyday life. Because honestly, not everyone is going to have, you know, a perfectly stocked pantry of anything you can think of, just like Iron Chef. Does not happen like that, you guys. This is real life cooking with some great tips and very funny, sort of warm and heartfelt read, I think. This one, Dinner and a Love Story. For all you makeup junkies out there who are looking for a new beauty book classic, I think this is it. This is Makeup, the Ultimate Guide by Rae Morris. She is a brilliant makeup artist. I believe she's Australian, actually. And it's an all-around excellent book for those who have dabbled a little bit in makeup but want to perfect their skills and learn a couple of new looks as well. I find all her looks are very sort of clean. Let's say it that way. They're clean, but they have vivid pops of color, and it's just beautiful, beautiful makeup guidebook, but also with some beauty looks as well. And it features models from different ethnicities and different age groups. And I love the fact that she offers both looks and also upgrades for your skill. If you're looking to learn how to apply false lashes, how to differentiate between what types are good for you versus sort of what colors are best for your skin tone or your eye color, she breaks it down so well. I think it's the perfect balance between a full-on textbook manual versus a sort of catalog photo book. I know the NARS Make Up Your Mind is a brilliant one, but it tends to be a little bit intimidating for those who are not that familiar with makeup, who are just starting out. It's much more of just a plain old catalog of different looks with the products listed. But Rae Morris actually teaches you in a step-by-step guide exactly how to do the looks and tips and tricks to look out for if you are going to approach a certain look. I love the fact that she is so real with her photographs, and a lot of the models after photos you can see their pores, you know, they have fine lines maybe for some of the older models. This is really an authentic type of book, and I think it'll be sort of a new classic in the makeup book market out there. Rae Morris, Makeup, the Ultimate Guide. Now, for those who are looking for something absolutely different in the makeup book department, I highly recommend her. Her name is Pony. She's a Korean beauty blogger, makeup artist, entrepreneur, a whole slew of things. But I love her books. This is the second book that she has published, which I have reviewed previously in another video. But I want to focus your attention on this one, which is her third book, all about celebrity-inspired looks. Now, I think her books just keep getting better and better because she does a great breakdown of basic techniques, such as how to cover a blemish or a spot, how to apply blusher in various ways with different effects, as well as obviously her great tutorials on different styles of makeup looks fit for various occasions, inspired by movies, inspired by pop stars, inspired by different places of the world as well. And although her book is written in Korean, it's very approachable. All her looks are super wearable, but even more so, her tutorials feature great photographs that, in essence, I don't think you absolutely need to know how to read Korean in order to enjoy her book. Here's one inspired by the movie Sabrina. So I think her books are just fabulous and really something very different. But I think every makeup junkie out there should at least check this one out, and there'll be sort of great gifts to give. As well, her books nowadays actually come with an exclusive DVD, which has sort of behind the scenes content or special content that's not available in the book by itself. Now, I often think the best gift that you can give to anyone is guidance, but guidance isn't always so easy to come by. Opinion is very easy, but opinion could just be anything that comes out of anyone's mouth. Guidance comes from people who have been through things, who have had experiences, failures, successes, and really know what they're doing, and then they offer guidance, not just opinion. So I think especially for young people, anyone who is maybe 10 to 16, this will be a fabulous book. Instead of getting them, a toy or a doll or whatnot, add this to their gift basket or to their stocking. This is called The Richest Kids in America, How They Earn It, How They Spend It, How You Can Too. And this is by Mark Victor Hansen. He is such a brilliantly engaging speaker. Might I add, if you've ever seen him on TV or in a video, he has such a booming, great old voice. Let me say it that way. But this book, it's fabulous because it gives examples from real kids, not people who have a natural born talent. There aren't some, child prodigy. These are kids who had a great idea, an aha moment, and they did something about it. Because I think that oftentimes, you should really offer your kids the opportunity or the guidance to do something more with their lives and with their ideas. So this one will be great for that purpose. Put it in their stocking, even if they won't admit that they're excited about it. I think you'll find that a lot of these stories really speak to young people nowadays. So anyone that would say 10 to 16, try this book, The Richest Kids in America. Superbly well written and put together. Now, furthermore, if you think, gee, Mark Victor Hansen, that sounds really familiar, it's because he teamed up with this guy, Jack Canfield, and together they're the ones that created Chicken Soup for the Soul series. That super popular series about, stories about life, about living, about experiences, just put into a book, into different volumes, and it was such a great success because I think all the stories are very authentic. They speak to people, to their lives, to their own experiences, and they can really relate. So this book, I would say for someone who's a bit older, maybe in their 20s, from 20s and onwards, it's called The Success Principles, How to Get from Where You Are to Where You're Going. It offers so much great insight and advice, not only from Jack himself, but also from lots of stars that you may see on the big screen. Jim Carrey, Sylvester Stallone, lots of athletes who have struggled through their life to achieve success, but the pathway to success is often very similar in a way. And this book really breaks down all the different steps, all the different disciplines you need in order to achieve success. Because no one says success was easy, irregardless of whether you're trying to lose 50 pounds as your goal for success or you're trying to get the next big promotion. I think he gives you great sort of life rules to live by. This book, The Success Principles, even if you're just reading it for all the great insights from all the fabulously famous, successful people that you see on TV and whatnot, read this one. The best book I've read in 5 years. Flat out, definitely. And for those who are a little bit more serious, you want something just hardcore and solid, this one is the granddaddy of all the how to achieve your goals, set your dreams, The Secret. That book, came kind of from this. This is Think and Grow Rich, the original classic by Napoleon Hill. This is again a step up from the Success Principles, which this one is very approachable and it's written in sort of very easy English, and it's kind of funny as well with little diagrams and cartoons. But this is a hardcore textbook style. It's not that big, but it's quite dense, I won't lie. However, I do think this deserves a spot on every single person's bookshelf. It's littered sort of with great wisdom through and through, many lifetimes of wisdom, and you guys just need to go look it up. Really, I'm not going to tell you too much about it and spoil it for you. So that wraps up my recommendations for 2012 in terms of a gift guide. I highly recommend you guys give a book this holiday season. Give a book to someone, and if any of the books really perked up your interest, leave me a comment down below. Let me know which book you're excited to read, you're excited to give, or just, you know, you're sort of interested because I talked about it. Because I think many of these titles I just mentioned aren't talked about enough, and people should really get to know more about these great authors and these great titles as well. So until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.